Danny, given the late start and how late you all played yesterday, how long you played yesterday, were you afraid of any kind of sluggishness coming into this game today, and how wary did you have to be of NAU always being within striking distance?
Yeah, they just kept making threes like that. They had been making 10, 11 threes, the last, I think, 5 games. And to hold them to 7 was a tremendous credit to our guys. But they, I wasn't too worried because I knew our leadership. I was worried. I wanted to see where we were at in the second half with our stamina and kind of Darius, because he's been playing a ton of minutes, and Jabril played 44 or something yesterday. So I wanted to keep a close eye on that. But when it's winning time and you're playing for a championship, you don't get tired.
I know you had shirts in the preseason also, if you want to talk about shirt slogans, that said "No one cares."
Yeah.
No one cares that you won last year. Maybe no one cares that you won 2 in a row by the time next season starts. But to have
We don't. Bobcat Nation does, and our community does. That's about it.
But to have 2 in a row now,
Yep.
some people have to care and they have to take notice. What has Montana State, really big picture, accomplished in the last 2-3 years?
Yeah, I think we've got, the respect of the college basketball landscape, a little bit. I mean, it's really hard for us to find games. Not a lot of people want to play us right now. And, I take that as a sign of respect. We still have to play games, and I take credit for, like Arizona played us. Like, yeah, it's a hard game, but that's what you sign up for when you come to Montana State and you play Division I basketball. You want to compete against those teams. And I think playing those type of games, like at Oregon, at Grand Canyon, the tournament in Montreal was 3 tremendous mid-major teams. And it all was built to build us for March, to build for these 3 days. We talk about, like I talk a lot about, and I don't shy away from it, like, hey, there's 47 days till championship night. There's 23 days. And I remind these guys every time because I want them thinking big picture too. We're going to get better today, but I want them thinking about this day, 9:30 p.m. I had it in my calendar on my phone. And I'd send them screenshots every time it popped up on my phone, to remind them because, Grady even said it last night, like, you got to be there before you get there. You have to see yourself holding that net, the graffiti coming down before it happens. And you have to like truly believe that. And, it helps when you have, some high character guys that really believe in the same vision that you do.
You take a look at this stat sheet and, it doesn't always paint a full picture. And I think of Robert Ford and just kind of the defensive performance he had tonight. Really kind of gave a hard time to Jalen Cone. How did you think he did, just the overall defensive performance, holding him to only 5 points in that first half?
He was awesome. Obviously Jalen Cone's a terrific player. He's going to score. He's going to get shots. He's so fast and quick. But Rob was tremendous. Not just this game. The last month he's been phenomenal. Changed some games defensively. You see him just in there scrapping and getting loose balls and bloody in his face and his lip, and he just comes to timeouts. He's looking at me. I'm like, man, clean your face, But that's just who he is. He's got that dog in him. And he loves to compete.
Coach, if we go back to your introductory press conference, and if I would have told you then that this is what would have happened in your first 4 years, three tournaments, 3, going to the championship at 2, like what do you think you would have said?
I mean, being 100% honest, I don't know if I told Leon, it's like, I knew we were going to be good, and I knew we'd win a championship. To say we'd win 2 in the first 4 years, I don't know. Especially, we've only had 3 tournaments. The first year we got canceled, and I really believe we're built to be a good tournament team. And but I believe in my ability, and I believe in my players and the staff, and I think this will be my 6th or 7th NCAA tournament, and I've learned under some great mentors, starting with my parents, but Coach Braswell, Dedrick Taylor, guys like that, where I saw the work that they did, and I saw how our teams came together, and the teams that played for championships, like I took note of what those teams did, and so I knew when I got the job what we had to do to get our program to that point.
Dane, doing this at your alma mater, I mean, this is now, I think, inarguably the greatest run in Montana State basketball history. So, has that sunk into you? And what does that mean?
It hasn't yet. It hasn't yet, but it's and I don't know if it will sink in for a long time because I tell our guys, like, I'm just trying to get better tomorrow. You know, and I don't, it's probably after midnight now. I don't know what it is, but like our slogan, rent's due tomorrow. You know, like we have another game to play too. We're gonna celebrate this and we're gonna enjoy this. And I'll probably, instead of just one night, we'll probably enjoy this for a couple nights. But then we gotta work. You know, like we gotta continue to try and take a next step. We gotta try and win a game in the tournament. You know, I don't know when the last time a team won a game from our league in the tournament, but somebody's gonna do it. Why not be us?
I mean, on that note, how do you turn the page? How do you get a team ready? I know you're going to enjoy it for a minute, but how much do you think the experience from last year helps you?
It'll help, and these guys will tell you I got ways to humble, and you know, I know how to humble these guys and get them back on track, and keep them hungry, you know, and I think the experience last year will help us, you know, because I think we're a little disappointed with kind of how we played last year, and you know, whoever we draw is going to be an unbelievable team, but we got to go fight and do what we do.
Danny, I know you've already addressed the new format of this season, but last year, tournament ends much later in championship week. Now you have a couple of days, even just to get to Selection Sunday, and then you have almost essentially a full week before that first game. How much do you expect that extra time to be beneficial to your team, given that you're a little bit healthier this year?
Yeah, I think it'll be huge. You know, plus our guys don't have to sit on a bus for 8 hours and go right to Selection Sunday. You know, and so we get to enjoy it for a couple of days and then get back in the gym. But you know, I like the new format of, you know, it's nice to play on Saturday night too, because I know a lot more people from Bozeman will probably be able to make it on a weekend. But we still had an unbelievable turnout that sparked us, and we'll enjoy those couple extra days off. I know that.
Coach, are you able to really? I know Coulter. I know he mentioned it already about kind of soaking this in, but I mean, just where you've come from and you personally, what does this mean to you? Not just winning this championship, but to be able to lead these young men and do it year in and year out and grow these guys and grow this brand for this school. What does it mean to you personally to be a part of that?
I mean, it means everything. You know, it really does. To be able to have the influence that we can as coaches and leaders on the players, like that's more important than these championships, to be honest. And you know, to see these guys graduate and to see Jabril next year, when he's successful in whatever he does, like that's why you take jobs in positions like this. Yeah, it's to coach them hard and get them better in basketball and all that, but it's also to, you know, even guys that I've had to transfer. You know, we had a kid, Kellen Tynes, who, I mean, I love the kid to death. You know, Borja Fernandez. They're texting me like, Borja wanted to come to Boise. You know, and these are kids that transferred out of our program, but they knew they were loved, and they know we still love them. Like, once you come in, you're part of it for life. And you know, I enjoy calling Kellen Tynes when he gets Player of the Week in Maine. You know, and you know, BJ Shabazz, who was first team at MSU Billings, like. It's not just what during their time at MSU, it's way beyond that. And you know, I mentioned the other night about Joseph Frazier, who passed away tonight, which is hard, but you know, I know he's in a better place, and you know, this championship's for you, Joseph. I know he's up in heaven celebrating tonight, and but he left an impact on me, and I hope I left an impact on him.
Great, thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.